morning, YouTubers. What's going on? How you doing? Hope you're having a blessed day. I know I am. Today we're going to be talking about how do you choose one of these things? Like, what's the best option for you? What can you do? How do you choose it? Well, very first thing I'm going to tell you that you're probably going to hear a lot is you use what you can. A lot of us in the industry, we all started out with a push mower. And for me, I started out with a push mower, and I also started out with just a broom and a weed whacker. It was actually the Ego weed whacker, and I since then don't use it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right up there. I don't use it anymore. I switched it all to Milwaukee, but I used what I had. I threw it all in the back of my wife's Ford Edge, which is an SUV, and I got to work. And for a lot of you, what you're going to end up doing is only having a couple of lawns that you have to mow. You're only going to be starting out with a few clients. So if you have a push mower, don't feel like you can't get something done with a push mower. You totally can. Push mowers are completely acceptable in this industry. I've used plenty of different ones. I've used Toros. I've used the Hondas. I also have a Milwaukee battery operated one. I've used so many different push mowers. But the most important thing is to just start with what you have, because while you're starting with what you have, you're also learning the industry. You're learning how to cut lawns properly, how to put down stripes, what to look for when you're looking at lawns, and how to put together quotes. But today we're going to talk about these machines right here. And what I have right here is the Wright Stander ZK with the 61-inch deck. Okay? This is a stand-on mower. That is what I prefer. That is what works best for me. But for you, maybe you have quite a few bigger properties, or maybe you live in an area that has larger properties that you're going to be mowing. You might want to step it up to a 72, or you might want to use a 61. For me, I went with the 61 thinking that's what I would need, but honestly, if I could go back down a size, I totally would, because I find it more often than not that if I had a smaller deck size, like anywhere between like the 40s and the 50s, that would actually work better for me and then my company, because some of my yards are decent sized, and the 61 is nice for the bigger lots. But I find it more often than not that I need to get in between stuff or maneuver around things. And then also, when you have a bigger deck, you need a bigger trailer. Also, with a bigger deck means more weight. So weight is a big thing when it goes to traveling and you're pulling your truck and trailer and stuff like that around. And I know it sounds silly that it's only 3 inches, but this is a very solid deck, so that 3 inches weighs quite a bit. And if you're doing 2 of them, now you got 6 inches, you know what I mean? But there are a lot of different mowers out there in the industry that have 48-inch decks, 36-inch decks, 61, 72, 144. Like, there's a lot of them out there, but you have to think about, okay, where do I live? Am I in a more rural area? Like, what kind of yards am I going to be mowing? Do I do a lot of churches, like big commercial properties? What would be more beneficial? And obviously, if you can afford it, if you could get like a big mower and then also a small mower, which is my plan here in the future, is to actually downsize. Well, I'm going to keep both of these, but I actually would like to get a 36 in my fleet as soon as I can, because right now I'm currently using a Milwaukee push mower, but I'm not in a rush to try to grow that part of my business. Right now, I'm more focused on my leaf removals and my fall cleanups and spring cleanups and stuff like that, because I feel like a dump truck or a dump trailer with a leaf sucker on it is going to provide me with more income. Just so keep that in mind. Those are all things you want to keep in mind. You don't want to go out there and just start buying all kinds of mowers. The very first place you should buy your mower, if you do not have a mower yet and you do plan on buying a mower, is Facebook Marketplace. Okay? So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what I have here. These are both stand-on mowers. In my industry and what I do for work, stand-on is just elite. They're easier to get off. They're easier to see what's in front of you. The Wrights themselves are actually much shorter than any other mower in the industry when it comes to stand-ons. They don't hurt my back nowhere near as much as a sit-down mower does. And I've had the luxury of using so many different kinds of mowers. Everything from stand-on mowers, the walk-behind mowers, the tractor-style mowers, the sit-down zero turns. I've used them all. So when I say I love this mower, I mean I love this mower. That's why I have 2 of them. I actually have another one back here. I don't know if you can see it, but I have another Wright Standard ZK. Very minor differences between the two, but this is my newer one, only has 76 hours. This one has 650 hours on it. It also has this is an attachment that goes on it. It's just a dump box. Wright Mega Attachment is who that's from. You can put so many different attachments on these mowers, you guys. But when it comes to cutting grass, this is probably one of the single most important things that you need to make sure that you have right. And no pun intended. But this is very important. Mowing is very, very important. It's probably the most expensive piece of equipment that you are going to own. This cost me $15,000 brand new, and I actually bought that one used for $7,000. If you ask me which one is my favorite, they both have their pluses and minuses. That one back there is only 31 horsepower. This one is 37 horsepower. But that one, I tell you right now, has just been rock solid. No issues, no problems, no leaks, nothing's breaking. Spindles are just fine, and it cuts grass like a dream. They both have striping kits on them. There's 3 mowers in the industry when it comes to stand-on that I find to be superb overall. And number 1 would be the Wright Standard ZK, obviously. And then number 2, I would say, is a very, very close tie between the Skag V-Ride and then also the Ferris X3. Is it F3? I think it's X3. Oh my goodness, I should know this. But no, the Ferris, I believe it's the X3, or those 3 mowers. You cannot go wrong with those 3 mowers, you guys. They're just phenomenally made. The Ferris looks like a beast, like it's ready to just get out there and get some stuff done. The Skag V-Ride is superior when it comes to putting down stripes, okay? I will tell you right now that the Skag V-Ride will definitely outstripe this Wright Standard ZK, but let me tell you why the Wright Standard ZK is by far the superior mower. Because when it comes to lawn care, time is money. So you have to think about that. Yes, the V-Ride might stripe yards better than this one, but let me tell you what makes a good stripe. A good stripe is made by a professional and somebody who fertilizes and waters their grass constantly. Like, if you go out into a field that never gets watered, never gets fertilized, you're going to get really thin grass. It's got lots of brown spots and this, that, and the other. And you stripe that with the Skag versus somebody who has a yard that's watered constantly, fertilized constantly, it is weeded constantly, and it's just a far better looking lawn. If you stripe that lawn with this one, those stripes are going to look 10 times better than what that Skag V-Ride did on that lawn. So when it comes down to stripes, the most important thing is what the lawn care looks like is somebody taking care of the lawn. So don't just buy a mower because it says it stripes better than this one. But also back to why I think this one is, it's so hard to say think, but in my professional opinion, this one it's far more superior when you're looking at a business from a business standpoint. Like, what's going to save you time, what's going to save you money, what is just going to make you all around better in a business. And those things are very important when it comes to building a business. Is you have to make money, you have to have good time, they have to be built well, and these are, when it comes down to the engineering that Ed puts into these things, like, these things are solid, mechanically solid. They're beasts of mowers. And I'll give you a couple things about this mower that makes it superior. So for number 1 is the fuel capacity. This thing has 15.5 gallons fuel capacity on here, okay, you guys? So that means I'm going to the gas station less, and I'm running out of fuel a lot less. Like, you guys, when something only has 10 gallons or 12 gallons or 10, like 9 gallons, some of them 8 gallons, like, that plays a huge role on your business, because you're running out of gas on these things all the time. Like, every 2 weeks this thing's empty for me. Now for somebody else it would be every single week, because they only have half the fuel. So now you have to go to the gas station and you have to put the gas in. Like, that's so many things that could just, that's time. Every single week you're doing this for 27, 28 weeks out of the year for most of us. Like, every week you're going to the gas station. It would save you a lot more time if you're only going 14 times. You know what I mean? So the fuel capacity on this is a big no-brainer for me. That was one thing I was like, absolutely. Also, another is the top speed on this bad boy is 12.5 miles per hour. 12.5 miles per hour this thing goes. Same specs on both of these actually. This one does have the 37 horsepower, so it does get a little bit better gas mileage. This one is fuel injected and that one is carbureted. They both start up right away. That one has, like I said, almost 700 hours on it, and it starts up on the first try. I don't have any issues with them. I've had one flat tire on the ZK in the back there, the carbureted one, because I ran over a nail. It happens, in the industry, things like that happen. But when it comes to maintenance, it's very easy. Very easy maintenance. As you can see on this one, I do not have the covers over the belts because I just feel that the dirt and the grass and the sticks, the debris, it's going to get in there anyways. And it's just 10 times easier when the belt covers are off. So I just leave them off. That one still has them on there, but that mower is strictly backup. This one's fully warranted, so I'm using this one right now. But once this warranty goes up, I'll start using both of them. I'll start putting them both into my fleet in my daily routes. But also another thing about this ZK that makes it amazing is the stance on it, you guys. When you're standing on these ZKs, these things are just, they're just in there. You know what I mean? Like when you're on this mower, you feel like you're a part of this mower. You're in there. Like for instance, if you look at like a Toro grandstand, like their mower's here, but then the whole platform is sticking out of it. Like it's crazy. When it comes to these mowers, this part right here, all the way to the very front part, is the shortest. It's the most compact stand-on mower that you can get on the market. That's why I love it. So if you have trailer space, just any space in general, if you're trying to fit in certain spots on like people's lawns, that's why another reason why I love this mower to death. That top speed, so you can mow a lot faster. The one thing that people don't really like about the standard ZKs is they have two control arms for when you're steering. I would say most of the other mowers in the industry just have that one lever. And I know how to drive this just as well as somebody knows how to drive a Toro grandstand. It's just because I've used it, you know what I mean? So I understand how it works, and it's not a problem after you use it for a while. If you've never owned a mower, don't let this be your deciding factor, okay? That is something that you're gonna learn, just like you're gonna have to learn how to flip edge on a string trimmer, just how you're gonna have to learn how to do quotes. Like, it's just something you have to learn. It's not a deal breaker. It doesn't mean this machine is any more or any less better than some of the competition. But I cannot elaborate enough. The most important part is to use what you have. If you have a Cub Cadet from Home Depot, that it's just like a lawn tractor, use it. Who cares? My neighbor gets her yard cut every single week from somebody who uses a Troy built from, I think, Lowe's, and he's out there for a very, very long time and doesn't have a chute guard or wear safety glasses, which is totally weird. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. I've also had the luxury of using many different chute blockers. This one right here, the newer one I have, I just put on the, what's it called? The grass flap. I got it on Amazon. I think it was around $400. Oh my goodness. But I can tell you right now, if you're mowing anywhere between 20 and like 400 accounts a week, you need a grass flap or just any kind of chute blocker. It's an absolute must. I have used the advanced chute or any of those knockoffs with the handles. Not a huge fan. Honestly, I'm not. I've been using this grass flap now for about 50 hours, and I can tell you that it's amazing. It really is. At first, I was like, this is stupid because you have to push the pedal just right to get it. But after a while, it's nice, and it's hands-free, so you can keep your hands on the controls up here at all times. This one, on the other hand, has a green guard. Oh, and then this grass flap also on this one is all metal. Pure metal on this one. All metal. And it works with this foot pedal back here. Not sure if you can see it, but yeah, you just push down that foot pedal, blah, 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 and it works like that. And then this one has the green guard on it, which I also got on Amazon, and I think this one was like $300, and it just controlled by this lever right here. And yes, you can touch it so it opens just a little bit. That flap down there is rubber. So one thing I have noticed about this is when so much debris wants to get out, this thing will eventually lift up. Not all the way, okay? So don't think it just shoots wide open. But it has been a great shoot for me, okay? Both of them have been amazing shoot blockers. I've never had this battery. I'm gonna say this one because it's my oldest one. Yes, they are garage kept mowers. This one, for the first 3 years of its life, stayed outside every single day in the rain, the snow, all of it. That was the only time when I went to go start it from who I bought it from that just hadn't ran in like over a year and a half. That was the only time I had a problem with the battery and I had to jump start it. Other than that, it's been fully charged, ready to rock and roll. I could probably turn the key over right now from a cold start. And it sounds like a beast. Now this one, it's a little tricky. I don't know if you can hear it, but try to listen for that little humming or whining noise. Yeah, you probably didn't hear that. See if I can get you a little closer so you can listen to it. You hear that? That's just the motor priming itself. So when you have the fuel injected, you want to wait until that's done, and then you want to turn it over. This one obviously is going to start right away. Wait. Yes, you can definitely just turn the key and start this right away. My dealer told me not to do that. So I just listened to my dealer. Could he be wrong? I don't know. I've never even questioned it. I just do what he told me to do. They're shorter, they're faster, they hold more fuel, their cut quality is amazing. I have a video on my page where I went through a massive chunk of property, like top speed. I had this bad boy all the way, and I had it down to 3-inch on my cut, and it was cutting off probably 3 or 4 inches of grass, and I didn't miss a single blade of grass going over and over and over, and that was easily over an acre of property. It took me 45 minutes to cut it at top speeds. I have that video on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check this beast out. The cut quality is fantastic. My next mower that I definitely plan on buying is going to be the 36-inch Wright stand-on. Why do I choose Wright again and again? Because that old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I've seen plenty of people say that these mowers are far superior than any other mower out there. And I've also seen people say that they're pieces of crap and they don't stripe for nothing. Lawn care is a lot more than just laying down stripes. Like I said earlier, fertilizer and watering your grass will go a lot farther when it comes to stripes than just a stripe kit on a mower. If you guys enjoy the video up to this point, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. These videos take so long to make. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do everything lawn care. I do a day in the life videos of lawn care and how it works and how much money I make and can you start and if it starts. But if you're new to the channel, yeah, do us a huge favor, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out so much. The price point, so these are, you're looking at $15,000 brand new for one of these, and it comes with a warranty. I believe it's 500 hours or 2 years, whichever one comes first. And that's pretty good. You know, that's not a bad warranty. Now, what I know right off the rip, I do not know what the price of the brand new Ferris is, but I know it's cheaper than this one. And also, the Ferris comes with that oil rig. What's it called? It's like an oil cooling system or something like that, so that you only have to change your oil every 500 hours. Is that a plus? Yes. I would say that is a plus, but barely a plus, because I would much rather change my oil every 100 hours for 2 reasons. For one, getting 100 hours is quite an accomplishment. We're already 2.5 months into the lawn care season, and I only have 75 hours on it. I haven't even reached 100 hours, and I have 43 clients. So if you're going to be hitting that 100-hour-a-week mark, like consistently, then yeah, the Ferris would be great. They now offer a 40 horsepower with these mowers. The exact same mower. You could even get it down into a 52 with a 40 horsepower motor, which is insane. I think Ed might be going crazy. This one has the Kawasaki FX 850V. This mower is just amazing. That engine is just amazing. With the price point of the Skags though, even though they look like toys to me. I'm sorry. Anybody out there that loves Skags, I do love them too. I just can't get past the orange. The Skag are definitely cheaper, way cheaper. My local dealer, you can buy this one for $15,000. You can get the exact same mower, like the deck size and like comparable to this one, the same mower. I think it's like $3,000 or $4,000 cheaper. And I think their warranty might be a little bit better. But don't sleep on them. They're good mowers. If for some reason you like orange and you want an orange mower, it would definitely be a mower for you to try. Also, one thing, if you're really big on just staying with a brand and staying with like a color scheme like I am, black and yellow all the way, Skag offers a Windstorm, which is a stand-on leaf blower, and it is just bonkers. I think it's like 14,000 CFM or something like that. And to put that into comparison, the biggest and baddest backpack leaf blower that you can buy only does 12,010 CFI, or not 12,000, 1,200. So 1,210 CFI or CFM. It's how they measure the blowing pressure on leaf blowers and stand-on blowers, stuff like that. So that stand-on blower from Skag is 14,000 CFM. And then the backpack blower, the Echo PB9010T, or just PB9010T or whatever, that thing is only 1,200. So keep that in mind. I mean, you're talking so much power blowing out of that thing. And back to what I was saying, if you want to keep that color scheme and you want to stay with the Skags, then you can't go wrong with getting the Skag V-Rides. I haven't talked much about the sit-downs. They just do not play a role in my industry for what I need. I don't like how big they are. I don't like how you have to sit down. I don't like whenever there's a piece of trash, you either have to go around it and be a bad person, or you have to like open your handle, shut the PTO off, get off your mower, pick up the trash, get back on your mower, put the handles back on. It's just stupid when you could just be on this one and you're like, oh, piece of trash, smack PTO, pull the brake, grab it, throw it in the trash can, and you're on your way. Or you can get some of those claws and just have it right here and just be like, boop, and put it in your can and you're good to go. You're not going to get a claw that can, I mean, you might be able to find one where you're sitting there and you pull the handles on, you reach over with that claw, like you might. But like I said, there's some people out there that might have a sit-down zero turn and they're just like, it's far superior. And that's totally fine. This video is not to say what is, the end-all be-all answer. This is just a video to help you guys out a little bit. If you're looking for a stand-on mower that does everything better than everybody else, these are the right decks. They're just so thick. It's all fabricated. They make everything in-house, all these components, the way everything works. This motor is weightless. Literally, like, you can just, like, one finger, just pull this up. I think a lot of them in the industry are like that these days. This one I think is a little different. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier coming up. Very easy to go down. A little heavier coming up. They both got fuel gauges on their gas cans. Both the fuel, they go down at the same time. It's not like the left one empties and then it starts sucking out of the right one. They're super fast, super efficient. You can't go wrong with a standard ZK. You can't do it. A lot of people in the industry use this mower, you guys. A lot. But I see a lot of YouTube videos where people are pushing Skags and they're pushing Ferris, and those are also great mowers. I don't hear too much about Bad Boy and Spartan and John Deere. Walker is also an amazing mower, but that's like, I feel like that's just a completely different ball game. But there's a lot of mowers out there that I don't hear too much about. John Deere being one of them. I don't know too much about John Deere's. I know there are some people that swear upon them. I know DeWalt's got a new stand-on mower. Everybody's got stand-on mowers these days. But you guys, the Wright Manufacturing Company started the stand-on mowers. They were the very first company to ever do this. That, like I said, they are the most compact. Like, you don't think that extra, 6, 8, 10 inches of being compact is a big difference until you have a trailer that's just not quite big enough. There also is a bagger system that can go on these. When I bought this, I bought it with the bagger system. I've since sold that. Kind of went a different route. Nothing against the bagger system. It's probably the best bagger system in the market. You can also get blowers mounted on the front of these things. You can put plows on the front of these things. Like, I feel like every mower in the industry has attachments. So to just go out there and say Toro Grandstand because they have a blower and a snow blower and a plow and this, that, and the other, like, everybody does, okay? Everybody, like, every mower out here, you can put a dump attachment on. You can put plows on. You can put, there's so many different attachments for every different mower these days. For now, I'm just sticking with these. They're faster, they're lighter, they're nicer, they're just all around. If you're looking for a mower, a stand-on is definitely the way to go. Unless you're a residential looking for a nice mower and you just have just your property, fine, get a sit-down. Yeah, so those are my top threes. I picked Wright, and then I picked Ferris, and then I picked Skag. But Wright or the Ferris and the Skags, they're right next to each other, you guys. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions or any recommendations, put them down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys ride, what you choose, what you're going to choose, what you've heard of, just anything. Put it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.